How's it going, guys? This is Double Wide 6 and this is my oscillating tool. I got this thing from Harbor Freight for 30 bucks, and I've been getting a lot of people asking me, how did you make the brush for your oscillating tool so that you can clean tile grout lines? So as you see here, here's my little brush. Alright, it's kind of clamped between a piece of metal, and there's a hole in it, and there's also a lock washer, and that bolts right on here. Right now I have a blade on there, and then you can use that to clean your tile. So how do you do it? You can use a toothbrush and clamp it between some metal like that, okay? Or you could use a brush like this. This brush I used for the project you saw in my first video. This had a handle on it. It's used for cleaning a floor. I cut the handle off, and I guess I kept this, and I'll show you how I make brushes out of this little piece here. First thing you want to do is cut it. You can do it on a bandsaw, or you can do it on the vise using a hacksaw. I'm just going to shorten it a hair. The next thing you're going to need is a piece of metal. So laying around, I happen to have, these are drawer tracks from an old bureau. It had metal tracks, okay, and that's what that is. Here's just a little piece of steel laying around. So if I'd use this, it would need to be cut in half. You need some U-shaped metal. If you don't have it, you can go to Home Depot and try and find something. Alright, we're going to have to drill a hole in our metal about a ½ inch from the end. I'm starting with the center punch. You want to take that and just give it a tap. Now, right on that little mark there, I'm going to drill a 3/8 inch hole. So once you have your hole, you want the whole bracket to be about 3 inches long. You can just guesstimate. And then you take a hacksaw and you cut it off. Once you have your metal all set, you take your brush and you're going to feed it into the metal. And if it doesn't fit in there, you can grind it on a grinding wheel, or you could take a file, but mine looks like it happens to fit. Once you get the brush lined up into the metal track, you can take a standard screwdriver and just give it a couple taps down to make sure it's seated in the track properly. Now the plastic bottoms out in the rail real well. So I'm also going to take this thing and I'm going to tap the metal all the way down like that, and then reseat it one more time. So just take that screwdriver, push it down. There we go. The last step is to take your brush, put it in a vise, and crimp it. So I'm just locking it in between the jaws here, and once you get in between the jaws, put some pressure on it. And that is about all it takes. Now what I found is that if you leave the bristles at about ½ inch, that's the perfect height for taking care of your grout. So I just cut mine off if they're not the right length. If they're too long, they'll fan out and won't do anything. Now what you have to do is widen this back part just so that the bolt will fit in there so you can attach it to the tool. So if you take a chisel and you carefully lightly tap on it, it'll widen out those tracks. Alright, last step is attaching it to the machine. So basically all you do is you take your blade, you lay it on there like that. I recommend one of these spiky lock washers. So if you're going to Home Depot to buy this thing, you can get one of those. The standard nut that came with it and a regular washer. And you can put that thing on there. So if you go to Home Depot, you're looking for metal, you want one of those spiky washers, and you're just going to secure this thing nice and tight just like that. If you need to, you can clamp that in the vise so it doesn't move when you tighten it. So that's all there is to it. Maybe Harbor Freight will make one of these attachments if they ever see my video, because I've been getting all kinds of questions on how to make this thing, and not only does it work for grout, it also works great if you're stripping the paint off something with a paint stripper, like you know, detailed woodwork or some antique or something. It can really scrub at an area real well. So I figured I'd show you this thing if you didn't see the other video. We'll do a little liquid cleaner there. That spot is from duct tape and it's on a concrete floor. Here we go. And it does a nice job. The light's a little weird in here. I'm in the garage, but it does a great job on tile. And I had a lot of questions on this thing, so I just figured I'd make a little follow-up video for everyone, because it seems like a lot of people want to try this to clean their grout lines. So anyhow, I'm Double Wide 6. I got a bunch of other repair and fix-it videos. You can check out my channel. And as always, thanks for watching. Have a good one.